Next up is one of Ottawa's favorite family attractions, Little Ray's Nature Centre. They have struggled to stay afloat since the pandemic began, having to go into complete lockdown, and now they've been relying on private donations to feed the animals in their care. The good news is that they have started to do private tours, so we encourage you to visit their website and find out more about that. A big thanks to Ben Dion for his contributions to this story. Here's our story on Little Ray's Nature Centre.
I'm the zoo director. I've been with Little Ray's for about just over a year now, and Little Ray's Nature Centre started about 25 years ago, and it started off with reptiles and then grew and grew and grew over the last 25 years, and they now call Little Ray's Nature Centre, which is the largest exotic animal rescue in Canada, if not one of the largest in North America. So we take in animals of everything. Rescue is a big term for us, so it covers everything from people that want animals as pets that don't want them anymore, people have left the country and they can't take them with them, to animals that have been neglected, animals they found outside, from other zoos that have got a surplus list that we can take on and give every animal a second chance. We have just over 500 animals in here, and about 85% of them are rescued animals. Definitely we have a lot of reptiles in-house because we do still rescue reptiles as well, but we have branched out into other animals as well. We have birds, we have owls, we have hawks, we have vulture. You can see Daisy behind me there. We have inside we have lemurs, we have sloths, and a lot of this comes into our education curriculum where we go out to educate public about them, teach people about responsible pet ownership, about making the right choices of pet for them, because we don't get into this whole saying if this is a bad pet and that's a good pet. Like, it all comes down to what's suitable for the type of person to own as a pet, and is it something they can fulfill that animal's needs. But we've had animals been taken in that have been dropped off by the government, where they've been confiscated, where people are not looking after them properly, and we've had them in medical conditions that have had to be treated as well. And so in the last couple of months we've had I think that's 6 animals that have come in so far, and this was something that we were always concerned about going into this pandemic, because we weren't sure how many people are going to dump their animals, right? And that's a big one because it's extra expense. We've always maintained the same care for the animals, no matter what's happening on the side. We've been through our toughest times right now because we had just gone through our move, where we moved from the old location, which was a smaller location, to this new larger location that we have now, which is here in Sarsfield, and we've done everything to make it better for the animals. We've given them bigger habitats, we've given them more space, more enrichment, more everything. Our care's never changed, although when COVID hit us, it hit us right in the beginning of our busiest time, which is going into March break and summer. So that hindered us. It cut down about 95% of our revenue for the year. So it's a massive impact that we've had hit us, but we've never stopped caring for the animals. Fortunately, we have had a lot of donations come in. We have had people coming in and donating food, and having our GoFundMe page be as successful as it is, and our donor box is the other one that's also been super. We've also had monthly donations that have come from our donor box as well. So all of this that's come in, I mean, we had, you get emotional. I mean, it's people giving in to say, we can last another month. We can make another month, right? And that's all we keep looking at, is how much money's coming in, and every dollar counts. Whether it's $1, $10, $50, $100, it goes to our medical supplies. We've always had our vet come out every 2 weeks, which is standard for what we do. We have our food, and our animals have always had the best food. We've had the maintenance, clean habitats, everything's been done for those animals. So, and that's all thanks to the funding that's coming in to allow us to continue to do this. So it's definitely an emotional ride for us. Obviously, everyone has to adapt and change according to what we're allowed to do and what we're not allowed to do, to make it safe for public and for staff. We keep it safe for everybody, our animals and everything else. We've now got to a point where we're allowed to open our doors to 10 people in building at a time. So we came up with an idea of how can we make this work? How can we give back to the community and have them help us at the same time? And so we opened our private tours. And so that people can come in family groups that they've stayed kind of close together with through this pandemic, so there's no risk of spreading that disease, that they're comfortable. There was only same households or friends that were like next to each other. They could come in and have a private tour, so we could give them that. We didn't have hands-on, which is always hard because a lot of people want to feel these animals, and our connection to public and kids is allowing them to touch these animals that so many people are afraid of. That's where you build that connection. We see it from these little kids that used to know Little Ray years ago that are now coming in with their kids and wanting to support us, and it's definitely something that touches people's hearts. So allowing that, and we're gradually getting back into that phase as well. We can do it. We follow all the protocols. We make sure the facility's clean. We never touch, if we are doing it hands-on, we never touch the animals twice. We have multiple animals that we can use. So for people that right now to continue to support us, we have obviously our ongoing, our people booking our private tours to come into the zoo, as well as we can do off-sites. We can go to do people's birthday parties and stuff in the facility. Our donor box is a big one. We have a donor box and a donor program. So we have they can donate a sum of money, or they can go, which is also helpful to us, is the monthly donation. So, and they can go into that. We also have opening out and rolling out now, as Shane was saying us earlier, our adopt an animal program. So people will be able to adopt an animal and give money on either a monthly or a yearly basis for those animals' care and needs. So that's how people can go, and they can go to our website. Everything's on our website at raisereptiles.com. We want to give the best to the animals, and that's what we're here for. It's a passion, and the people that work here, everyone that's part of the staff and the team, Little Ray, I mean, he's been passionate for years. I've known him since 2007, and I mean, the passion that's been built up into this business is phenomenal. It started off as a family business, and then seeing all the staff that are here just to sustain and make sure that the animals' needs were met.